A positively dogged rise, it says here, in the price of Dogecoin.
Dogecoin is like digital Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
I'm going to get the okay boomer from not understanding Dogecoin.
We're talking about Dogecoin of all things.
Dogecoin, man, it has been going freaking crazy over the last few days. But should you buy Dogecoin?
First, let's start with how to pronounce this thing. Doggy? Dogcoin? It's Dogecoin. The digital currency started as a joke between two software engineers in 2013. At the time, they say they were looking for a fun alternative to Bitcoin, the world's first and biggest cryptocurrency.
Started as a joke in 2013, but it's not a joke anymore. According to CoinMarketCap, its total value, I don't need to cite anyone, I can just hit up the quote and look at the market cap, stands at $86 billion, more than FedEx.
There's a group of young people, a lot of them, that are singing out their voice loud and clear, saying, hey, we're going to put our money behind this. There's some nihilism to it. There's some excitement to it.
Dogecoin investors tell me they want to be known as the less serious, more lighthearted version of Bitcoin. They tell me Doge actually stands for do good every day. Dogecoin was inspired by, yes, this picture of a Shiba Inu dog. This Japanese breed of dog was already a popular internet meme, and its namesake cryptocurrency soon became the talk of online forums on Reddit and Twitter. By 2021, the coin has found its way to mainstream pop culture. Snoop Dogg, Elon Musk, and Guy Fieri have all tweeted about Doge this year. Mark Cuban talked about it on the Ellen DeGeneres show last week, and at about 30 cents a coin, says it's a better investment than a lotto ticket. So why would someone buy this? Well, you can send it to other people, you can spend it. The Dallas Mavericks just started taking it as payment, but most people trade it. Dogecoin was worth just a fraction of a penny back when it was founded. Its boom in price has made some, like 33-year-old Glauber Contesoto, millionaires, at least on paper.
I put in my entire life savings. I maxed out 2 credit cards. I borrowed some money here and there. And I just understood that this is a long-term play. I'm not just jumping in to make a quick buck here or do a quick flip. I truly believe that Dogecoin is going to be the currency of the future.
There's something pure in what Dogecoin has done. It's a little bit of a middle finger to the system. People are unhappy with the current financial system. They just are. They're unhappy with the rent takers. They're unhappy with the whole game feeling like it's skewed to the top 1%. And Doge is an example of that.
But like anything with high rewards, there's also high risk.
As for how seriously people should take it, that's a really tough one because we've seen things blow up before in the past and then completely crash. So you have to be careful.
Remember, we don't have institutional funds out there buying Dogecoin. We don't have a Grayscale Dogecoin trust. We don't have Tesla buying Dogecoin. And I think that's really important to remember. Even though Elon Musk likes to tweet about Dogecoin for a bit of fun, he likes trolling, he likes memes, he didn't buy Dogecoin for Tesla. He bought Bitcoin for Tesla. That is a very, very important thing to remember. A lot of this Dogecoin pump, it's all new investors, retail traders pumping up the prices. So do keep that in mind. Again, Dogecoin is for trading, not for marrying.
Is a dollar possible? Well, if we take a look at it, right now Dogecoin has a market cap of $87 billion, price of 67 cents. Now, It's right behind Binance Coin. If it surpasses Binance Coin at 100 billion, it would be 77 cents. If it surpasses ETH, which is the next big one, $3.08. How about overtaking Bitcoin? Because why stop at Binance Coin and ETH? Why not just go for Bitcoin? Well, we would have a $7.70 Dogecoin. However, maybe that's not the end. Maybe it's going to become the global dominant currency. Maybe Bitcoin is just a thing of the past. Dogecoin is the real coin. So let's have a $10 trillion market cap, making a $77 Dogecoin. Or why stop there? Let's say it either replaces M1 money or it just replaces all the money in negative interest bonds, one or the other. Both of them are around $18 trillion. That would be a $138 Dogecoin. Now, for a lot of people, they're like, heck yeah, Dogecoin to the moon.
Maybe with the resurgence in the price, we do see a few new developers coming in. But that's probably not going to change a lot for Dogecoin. It is a developmental dead zone. So keep that in mind, that there's not really a lot of developers getting into it, because why would they? It's just a freaking meme coin. Now, if we talk about comparing Dogecoin to Bitcoin, I think we start to see some very interesting things come in here as well. There is a massive lack of infrastructure for Dogecoin. Now, what does that mean? That means that there are not institutional custodians, institutional brokers, institutional lenders, and yeah, there is hardware wallet support for Dogecoin, but that's about where it ends. We're not going to see a Dogecoin ETF. We're not going to see a Dogecoin Grayscale Trust. We're not going to see big Dogecoin funds, any of that stuff, because everybody understands it's a freaking joke, not a real long-term investment. Okay, next let's talk about the supply and the inflation for Dogecoin, because this is a funny story in case you don't know it. Dogecoin was originally intended to have a capped supply, much like Bitcoin, which may have ended up making it a more interesting store of value, something like a Litecoin sort of coin. But as an oopsie by the developers, there was a bug in the code that caused the supply cap to be unspecified, thus meaning that Dogecoin has an infinite supply. There is no supply cap for Dogecoin.
Dogecoin or Bitcoin having inflation. Now, we all know that Bitcoin is deflationary. There's a halving every 4 years. The amount of Bitcoin per block gets dropped. Dogecoin does not have that. There's actually a fixed supply of Dogecoin that's added every year, 5.256 billion coins per year that's added. So if we take a look at a chart of Dogecoin versus Bitcoin of inflation, we can see the halving of Bitcoin, halving, and right now we're right down around here. So it gets halved a couple more times, but we're under 2% inflation. Dogecoin right now over 4%, kind of similar to US dollars, except for this past year. But over time, just because there's going to be more stock to what's flowing in, the inflation goes down a little bit.
So one of the biggest problems, if you are thinking of buying and holding Dogecoin as a bit of a long-term investment, aside from the, of course, uncapped supply, the lack of development, and the lack of infrastructure, is the ownership concentration. The majority of the Dogecoin supply is skewed heavily towards large holders. Bitcoin, as you can see, is much, much better dispersed in terms of holdings. Dogecoin holdings by address value, though, massively skewed in favor of a few particular whales. Now, around 65% of the entire Dogecoin supply is held by around 12 addresses right now. That is absolutely crazy. So there's a massive supply issue when it comes to Dogecoin, because the price is basically dictated by the whales in a much, much more serious way than the majority of other cryptocurrencies. So you do need to keep that in mind as well, that there's just all these issues when it comes to Dogecoin as an actual investment asset.
First, talk about network security. Unlike Bitcoin, ETH, and really any other major network, Dogecoin does not have its own miners. It currently relies on another network, Litecoin, to survive. How did this happen? Well, back in 2014, Dogecoin was in a tough spot. There weren't enough miners working on Doge, and there was a real risk that its network could be attacked. A network 51% attack would likely destroy Dogecoin, so its developers had to do something. Their solution was to adopt something called auxiliary proof of work, a way to merge Dogecoin mining with other similar networks. Put simply, AuxPOW enables miners to work on multiple chains at the same time and reuse the same work. Back then, it was a somewhat controversial solution. Some users were concerned that AuxPOW would put the future of Doge at the mercy of bigger miners. While the change likely saved Dogecoin, the concern was valid. 95% of Dogecoin's mining today is done by Litecoin miners. So, basically, because of the ability to target both Litecoin and Doge at the same time and have the price be so low right now and the reward so high, it potentially could be an attack vector. And if those blockchains are targeted and 51% attacked, what could happen is that people would lose a lot of belief in the blockchains, and then the price would drop, maybe not to zero, but price would go down significantly for both of them. So because of that, it's worthwhile just to be cautious. Don't put your whole life savings in Doge just immediately. And if you do, the sooner you sell, the sooner you capture your profits, the better.
Is going to zero. Zero. When it comes out, zero.